let me introduce you to a man whose soul was poured out in verses of love and spiritual longing, Rumi. His poetry is an inner journey, an invitation to awaken the divine spark that resides within each of us. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. You'll help us create more content like this. We'll begin with one of his best-known stories, followed by his biography, his teachings, and finally, some of his most powerful quotes. Welcome to the adventure of knowledge.
The Whisper of the River and the Human Heart. Once upon a time, there was a small village next to a crystal-clear river, which flowed gently between mountains and green fields. In that village lived a young man named Amir, who was always searching for answers to life's big questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? What really matters? One day, Amir decided to visit the village's wise elder, known for his deep connection with nature and his ancestral wisdom. When he arrived, he found the old man sitting by the river, his eyes closed and a peaceful smile on his face. "Master," Amir asked, "how can I understand the secret of life? How can I find peace in the midst of so much chaos?" The old man opened his eyes, looked at the river, and said, "Listen carefully, my son. The river you see there, so soft and clear, has a murmur that only those who know how to listen can hear." Amir came over and sat next to her, attentive. "The river," the old man continued, "doesn't fight the stones or try to change its course. It simply flows, accepting whatever it finds in its path. When it encounters a rock, it patiently circles around it and continues on its way. When the wind blows hard, it adapts and keeps going." "What does that have to do with me?" Amir asked. "Everything," the old man replied. "Life is like that river. You can't control everything that happens around you, but you can decide how to react. Peace isn't in changing the world, but in accepting who you are and what surrounds you, with love and patience." Amir listened attentively but still had doubts. "And what happens when your heart is filled with fear or anger?" he asked. The old man smiled and said, "So, remember the whisper of the river. When you feel fear or anger, take a deep breath and listen to that whisper. It's the voice of your soul reminding you that you are part of a much larger whole. Only then can you let go of what weighs you down and continue flowing with love." From that day on, Amir began to practice listening to that whisper in his heart. He learned to accept difficulties, to be patient, and to trust the flow of life. And so, he found a peace within himself he had never imagined. Moral: like a river that flows without resistance, our true strength lies in accepting what we cannot change and trusting the process of life. Peace and happiness are born when we learn to listen to the whisper of our heart and flow with love and patience.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe.
This is a summary of Rumi's biography. Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, known simply as Rumi, was born on September 30th, 1207 in Balkh, which was then part of the Persian Empire, present-day Afghanistan. From a very young age, Rumi showed a keen interest in spirituality, poetry, and philosophy. His family was of Persian origin and moved to Konya, in what is now Turkey, to escape the Mongol invasions that were ravaging the region. Rumi was a very intelligent and sensitive child, and from an early age he was interested in the study of religion, poetry, and music. His father, Baha al-Din Walad, was a prominent scholar and spiritual teacher, and a major influence on his development. After his father's death, Rumi continued to pursue his studies and spiritual quest. At the age of 37, Rumi met a mystic and poet named Shams of Tabriz, who had a profound impact on his life. Their relationship was intense and transformative, inspiring Rumi to explore new forms of spiritual expression through poetry and music. Shams's loss, which occurred under mysterious circumstances, left a profound mark on Rumi and is reflected in many of his works. Rumi is known for his mystical poetry, which expresses divine love, union with God, and soul-searching. His poems are written in Persian and have been collected in works such as the Masnavi, also known as Mathnawi, one of the most important poetry collections in the Islamic world, and the Divan-i Tabrizi, dedicated to his beloved friend and spiritual teacher. His central teachings are based on love, tolerance, and the search for inner truth. Rumi also founded the Mevlevi Sufi order, whose followers are known as the whirling dervishes for their practice of spiritual dance as a form of meditation. Rumi passed away on December 17, 1273 in Konya, but his legacy lives on through his poems, teachings, and the influence he has had on world spirituality and literature. Today, he is considered one of the greatest poets of all time, and his work continues to inspire millions of people around the world. His legacy has transcended cultures and religions, and today, his poems are read and recited around the world, inspiring millions to seek a more fulfilling, loving, and spiritual life. Rumi's influence lives on in poetry, music, philosophy, and the universal search for truth and beauty.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe.
Rumi's main teachings. 1. Love as a path to truth and spiritual union. For Rumi, love was not just a passing feeling, but a universal force that connects all beings and brings us closer to the divine. He believed that genuine love has the power to transform our hearts and our perception of the world. When we love sincerely, we let go of the barriers of ego, prejudices, and doubts, and open ourselves to a deeper experience of existence. Imagine love as a constantly flowing river, leading us toward greater understanding and inner peace. Rumi taught that through love, we can experience union with God, nature, and others. It is a process of surrender and trust, where the heart becomes a bridge connecting the human with the divine. Furthermore, Rumi invites us to cultivate love in all its forms, in friendship, compassion, gratitude, and acceptance. Only in this way can we find meaning and purpose in life, and discover that we are part of a whole much larger than ourselves. 2. The importance of tolerance and acceptance. Rumi reminds us that diversity in the world is a manifestation of divine beauty. Every culture, religion, and way of thinking has its own light and its own path to truth. Tolerance, in his view, is not just a virtue, but an expression of love and respect for all beings. For him, judging or rejecting others only distances us from spiritual understanding. Instead, accepting differences helps us see the divine spark in every soul. This requires humility and open-mindedness, because it challenges us to let go of our prejudices and recognize that we are all in a learning process. Rumi taught that tolerance also involves listening with the heart, understanding the reasons and experiences of others, and learning from them. Only in this way can we build bridges of peace and harmony in a world often fraught with conflict and division. 3. Look for beauty in simplicity and in the everyday. Rumi invites us to look at the simple things in life with fresh eyes. Beauty, according to him, lies not in the extravagant or the material, but in the authentic and in what surrounds us every day. A blooming flower, a bird's song, a sincere smile, an act of kindness, all of these moments contain a spark of the divine. Living simply means letting go of unnecessary complications and learning to appreciate what we have. Gratitude and mindfulness allow us to discover the magic in everyday life. Rumi taught that by doing so, we can experience a profound connection with life and the universe. This approach also helps us reduce stress and anxiety, because it reminds us that happiness doesn't depend on having a lot, but on appreciating what we already have and living in the present. Leave the ego behind and seek union with the divine. One of the central concepts in Rumi's teachings is the idea that the ego separates us from our true nature and from God. He invites us to let go of pride, vanity, and selfish concerns in order to experience a deeper union with the divine. Humility and surrender are paths that lead us to inner peace and a greater understanding of our purpose in life. Rumi encourages us to look beyond our appearances and recognize that we are part of a whole, and that by letting go of the ego, we can live in harmony with the universe. 5. The constant search for truth and self-knowledge. For Rumi, life is a continual search for truth and self-knowledge. He believed that only through introspection and reflection can we understand who we truly are and what our purpose is. The spiritual quest, according to him, never ends. There is always something more to discover. It invites us to explore our inner selves, to listen to our inner voice, and to learn from experiences, both good and bad. Only in this way can we grow and move closer to enlightenment.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe.
These are some of Rumi's quotes. You are not meant to crawl. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. What you are looking for is looking for you. The wound is the place where the light enters. Let me silence your soul and listen to what really matters. You are the universe in motion. Don't settle for less. Beyond the ideas of good and evil, there is a field. I will meet you there. Don't worry if you're broken. Light shines through the cracks better. Be like a tree. Let the dead leaves fall. You were born with wings. Why do you prefer to crawl through life? When you let go of what you are, you become what you could
If you
be.
enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. You'll help us create more content like this.